The authorization of the King of Kings spiritual food, 2 Corinthians chapter 9 verses 6 to 10, but this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall reap also sparingly, and he which soweth bountifully shall reap also bountifully. Every man according as he purposeth in his heart, so let him give, not grudgingly, or of necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver. And God is able to make all grace abound toward you, that ye, always having all sufficiency in all things, may abound to every good work, as it is written, He hath dispersed abroad, He hath given to the poor, His righteousness remaineth forever. Now he that ministereth seed to the sower both minister bread for your food, and multiply your seed sown, and increase the fruits of your righteousness. The importance of gratitude, brethren, the Father had already blessed you. This is just to make it known to you that whosoever does not possess a grateful heart is not worthy of Him. That is why I have come to thank the Father. Today's meeting is Education and Welfare Fellowship. Right now, I have declared and given the King of Kings the authority to address all fellowships everywhere. Do not expect that the Father will come out physically, because once the King of Kings comes out, it means the Father has come out. All the blessings showered on you today are directly from the Father. Hence, I cannot add any more blessings, but instead I will assist you monetarily. Is that not the debt I owe you? You do not seek me for any other thing apart from receiving the Father's blessings. But no matter the amount of blessings showered on you, you still seek for money. For that reason, I have now come with the money. Re-examine the spiritual food. Spiritual food, 2 Corinthians chapter 9 verses 6 to 10, but this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall reap also sparingly, and he which soweth bountifully shall reap also bountifully. Every man according as he purposeth in his heart, so let him give, not grudgingly, or of necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver. And God is able to make all grace abound toward you, that ye, always having all sufficiency in all things, may abound to every good work, as it is written, He hath dispersed abroad, He hath given to the poor, His righteousness remaineth forever. Now he that ministereth seed to the sower both minister bread for your food, and multiply your seed sown, and increase the fruits of your righteousness. That is what I have brought unto you. You have been blessed, and I have shared in the blessings. According to that passage, whosoever plants a tuber of cocoyam would expect it to multiply to have a bounteous harvest. Hence we expect good things. The King of Kings jurisdiction, the King of Kings is the one to control everything. The Education and Welfare Board is to take care of all facets of man's endeavors, including the Christ Spiritual Council of Churches and others. We expect every good thing starting from promotion to every other thing to be straightened all over the world. Do not maintain the slogan that until the Father comes, you will not be satisfied. If I may ask, is the King of Kings not the Father? The Father in His Son has blessed us. Since you have been blessed, I have equally shared in the blessing of today, and I am filled. I only came to deliver this special message. Now I can see that everybody is happy. The blessing, which the King of Kings has showered on you, are not from Him but from the Father. All the blessing, which ye have received here, are of the Father. Do not distinguish this blessing as coming from the Son, Mother, etc. There is no other blessing aside this, as this is of the Father. The blessing has been showered on the entire world, and it is sufficient for all. Normally, today being Friday is meant for the Education and Welfare Board Fellowship. They expected the Father to appear physically, which is why the Father has come. Now, I am making an introduction and declaration that whatever fellowship meeting held here, such should be arranged and addressed by the King of Kings. He is the one to arrange things in their normal positions. Therefore, all the fellowships starting from the women, men's and elders to the rest should receive instructions from him. Things have been changed today. Therefore, all those who have not come, the Father will change them and straighten everything so as to enable us to enjoy them. Arrangement of the fellowships. I initially arranged the Education, Labor and Welfare Board to fall into 3 sections. The Education section is a body on its own, Welfare is on its own, and Labor taking the same shape as an independent body, but those appointed to head the fellowship protested and demanded that the 3 bodies be merged. They maintained that as time goes on, things would be arranged properly to suit the Father's will. But till date nothing has been done. I had wanted education to be the body responsible for all the educational administration in this kingdom. Labor is to tackle the spate of unemployment, the reason being that I do not want any lazy man in brotherhood. I do not desire to have unemployed and unrighteous people. That section was to take care of the unemployed and grant them employment so that they climb high and be promoted. By so doing, those promoted would then have the urge to render services unto God daily. Welfare was to take care of the widows and inculcate good behavior in them. In a situation where one wishes to marry a good wife or husband, they are the ones to look out for the best behaved ones for them. There is no cheating in brotherhood, swindling is not wanted here. The welfare section is to ensure that all and sundry coexist in peace and liberty. They are the ones to seek freedom for people. There are no lies, deceit, cheating or oppression in brotherhood. Welfare is to take care of all the welfare matters concerning brotherhood in the world. No matter the caliber of people, whether they are lawyers, doctors, they are the ones to look after them. Ironically, since the establishment of these sections, there had been nobody to efficiently handle the affairs of this fellowship. The present sets of peace committee members are self-elected members. You can imagine a situation where one would elect himself as the head and so on. That is not how it is supposed to be. If you do not have peace in your life, how then do you think you will be able to give peace unto another? Many of them are neither married nor working, and yet they claim to be members of the peace committee. They just came together to carry out their self-interest. In the education, labor and welfare fellowship, the welfare section is the one to look after all those things. They are to ensure that nobody goes to court, neither formulates any court in the fellowship. Everything is to be settled indoors in the body and peace ensured. Love is the watchword. Brotherhood is organized in such a way that there is to be no sin, because this is the kingdom of God which we have so far witnessed. All our discussions are essentially here and about this kingdom. There should be no gossip. If you are a member of the brotherhood and at the same time you insult another member of the brotherhood of the cross and star outside, would that depict you as a true member of the brotherhood of the cross and star? Such a person is not worthy of this kingdom. Once you insult somebody, that means you are not worthy of this kingdom. You are a thief and robber. You got in here through the window. I do not want such a person, because they would not be tolerated. Love has been preached to you daily, and the practical aspect of it all demonstrated to you, yet you claim that you are a secretary but at the same time abuse another person and insult everybody. You are a chairman and yet you indulge in vices. What kind of a chairman are you? You are not worthy at all. Let all and sundry hearken to the divine injunctions of God and put them into practice by loving one another. That is exactly the order of the day in brotherhood. Love should be the watchword in all the fellowships. If you do not humble yourselves and respect each other, then you are not worthy to be members of any fellowship in the kingdom. I would advise you to instead stay quiet. The empowerment of the King of Kings, henceforth, I have given the King of Kings the authority to straighten out and handle everything, including offices and appointments of fellowship chairman. He is the one to address all the meetings, from the spiritual council of churches, the education, labor and welfare to the rest of them all. He should straighten and ensure that things are properly done. Right from the beginning, a lot of you come in here to play, steal, seek positions, etc. I do not want such people here. Instead, I want those who love, have mercy, and humility, those who are ready to render service unto God wholeheartedly. That is all that is expected of you. Therefore, the King of Kings will arrange and straighten everything in the brotherhood world. At any time you see him, believe fervently that you have seen the Father. Do not distinguish him as the Son. The King of Kings is not the Father's Son, but Olomba Olomba Obio himself. He is the fully revealed Olomba Olomba Obio. The King of Kings is not just the first male child, but rather he is everything. The gospel of last Sunday carried this message imparted to you now. Therefore, do not have it in mind that the Father's Son has come out today to address you. The person seen is not the Father's Son but the Father himself, the reason being that we have just one God and not two. This is the piece of advice I have for you. Read 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verses 1 to 9. Dare any of you, having a matter against another, go to law before the unjust, and not before the saints? Do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters? Know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life? If then ye have judgment of things pertaining to this life, set them to judge who are least esteemed in the church. I speak to your shame. Is it so, that there is not a wise man among you? No, not one that shall be able to judge between his brethren. But brother goeth to law with brother, and that before the unbelievers. Now therefore there is utterly a fault among you, because ye go to law one with another. Why do ye not rather take wrong? Why do ye not rather suffer yourselves to be defrauded? Nay, ye do wrong, and defraud, and that your brethren. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of God? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, only righteousness reigns. Brethren, have you seen that everything in brotherhood is linked to righteousness? Hence no act of unrighteousness is wanted here. Henceforth, do not expect the Father to come out and bless you after every meeting. Neither should you go to the bishop's apartment for blessing nor to the queen mother, thinking they are different and separate. That kind of thing does not exist here because all the blessings given here belong to the Father alone. Every work done is but one. The King of Kings is the Father, and so every blessing showered on you by him is from the Father. He is the one to rearrange everything. He has the authority to change you for another person who would be better if you fail in your responsibilities when appointed as the chairman of any fellowship. You would be changed if you were not active when appointed as secretary. He is the only one to change and rearrange everything. All this while, I have not been fully satisfied with the job done by the Education, Labor and Welfare Fellowship. That name has been and is still maintained, but those at the helm of affairs do not carry out their responsibilities, not even one. They have not yet started anything. If you elect somebody who is ignorant of a particular work, that means you are the one indirectly doing the work. Those to be appointed should be those who have love, patience, humility, and meekness, those who have surrendered themselves to do the Father's work wholeheartedly. That is the thing. Therefore, there are only 2 or 3 persons qualified for such appointments. There is no problem, because it is said that 2 or 3 persons are better than 50,000 persons if they possess love. Overhauling of the board. If you look at the Education, Labor and Welfare Fellowship, you will easily discern that there is no love amongst them. They are not coordinated. Everybody is operating independently. The fellowship operates in name only, but nothing is being done. Since the inauguration of the fellowship about 20 years ago, there has neither been any remarkable change nor achievements on record which have impressed the Father. Now, I want the fellowship to be rearranged. The Peace Board should not have been on its own, but rather a part of this fellowship, especially under the welfare. Instead of a merger or affiliation, they have sprung up to operate independently to fulfill their self-desire. Consequently, the board is being managed nonchalantly and unscrupulously as though it meant some other thing or had a different objective. The Peace Board is the body in charge of peace talks in brotherhood worldwide. Anything pertaining to peace is within their orbit of operation. This entails that only truthful persons should be appointed into the board to take care of matters concerning the restoration of peace. No idle or irresponsible person is needed on that board. It does not have room for those who do things the way it pleases them. I do not want anybody to do things the way he or she wishes in this kingdom. Read John chapter 5 verses 18 to 29. Therefore the Jews sought the more to kill him, because he not only had broken the Sabbath, but said also that God was his Father, making himself equal with God. Then answered Jesus and said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, the Son can do nothing of himself, but what he seeth the Father do, for what things soever he doeth, this also doeth the Son likewise. For the Father loveth the Son, and showeth him all things that himself doeth, and he will shew him greater works than these, that ye may marvel. For as the Father riseth up the dead, and quickeneth them, even so the Son quickeneth whom he will. For the Father judgeth no man, but hath committed all judgment unto the Son, that all men should honor the Son, even as they honor the Father. He that honoureth not the Son honoureth not the Father which hath sent him. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that heareth my word, and believeth on him that sent me, hath everlasting life, and shall not come into condemnation, but is passed from death unto life. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of God, and they that hear shall live. For as the Father hath life in himself, so hath he given to the Son to have life in himself, and hath given him authority to execute judgment also, because he is the Son of Man. Marvel not at this, for the hour is coming, in the which all that are in the grave shall hear his voice, and shall come forth, they that have done good, unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil, unto the resurrection of damnation. Absolute authority to the King of Kings. Brethren, do not bring equality here, for I have surrendered all fellowship meetings, and leaders' representative meetings to the King of Kings. The fellowship's executives are to be reshuffled because those at the top are not doing their work. The King of Kings is the one to superintend and straighten everything. We had hitherto joked over things, because if you do not have anybody, that means you are done for. It is said, in the country of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. That has been the situation, because there was nobody, not even one. But now is the time for the King of Kings to rearrange everything in their positions, beginning from the women's fellowship to the elders' fellowship, and the rest of them. He is to appoint the best hands and get rid of the bad ones. He is the only one with the sole authority to arrange everything in brotherhood all over the world. The former things have passed away. In the past we did as we liked, but all that has changed. All the self-appointed secretaries, chairmen, auditors, etc., succeeded before because there was nobody to act on those things. Now, somebody has emerged to take over the appointments of suitably qualified persons. Have you seen what I have come to accomplish today? Whether you are a president, Royal Highness, whatever your title or position may be in the world at large, know that everything has been placed under the King of Kings' control, and he is the one to handle all the affairs of brotherhood. He is the one to oversee the affairs of the children of God. Hence, when you see him, you have definitely seen the Father, Mother, Son and everything, but if you are recalcitrant, you are not worthy of him. All those who have stubbornly refused to carry out their allotted responsibilities and tasks are not worthy to be part of this kingdom. Such persons are not wanted in brotherhood, because brotherhood is love, patience, obedience, and other virtues. Hence, you must obey. Brotherhood is oneness, working with one mind. Brotherhood is not a place where people come with their temptations. It is not a place where people come to eat or act as they wish. It is equally not a place where you exhibit pride. All these attributes are not wanted here. Read Hebrews chapter 1 verses 4 to 14. Being made so much better than the angels, as he hath by inheritance obtained a more excellent name than they. For unto which of the angels said he at any time, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee? And again, I will be to him a father, and he shall be to me a son. And again, when he bringeth in the first begotten into the world, he said, And let all the angels of God worship him. And of the angels he said, Who mocketh his angel spirits, and his ministers a flame of fire. But unto the Son he said, Thy throne, O God, is for ever and ever, a scepter of righteousness is the scepter of thy kingdom. Thou hast loved righteousness, and hated iniquity, therefore God, even thy God, hath anointed thee with the oil of gladness above thy fellows. And, thou, Lord, in the beginning hast laid the foundation of the earth, and the heavens are the works of thine hands. They shall perish, but thou remainest, and they all shall wax old as doth a garment, and as a vesture shalt thou fold them up, and they shall be changed, but thou art the same, and thy years shall not fail. But to which of the angels said he at any time, Sit on my right hand, until I make thine enemies thy footstool? Are they not all ministering spirits, sent forth to minister for them who shall be heirs of salvation? All these things are as all of you have known, heard, and seen, so that you would have nothing to say in defense in the future. A lot of you, children of God, bluntly refuse to adhere to instruction when posted to a particular station, but I want you to know that refusing to embark on any special duty you are sent means you have unconsciously and automatically ostracized yourself from the fold, and as such you are not worthy to be a child of God. Be you a Christ servant, witness, or bishop, if you openly refuse to go on a mission you are instructed to embark on, that would be taken to mean that you have bluntly refused to take up your work or duty. Your claims that the bishop used to be my brother, that he was my little boy, or that he was my schoolmate are unnecessary here. To claim that you know him, that he is your brother in fellowship does not come in at all. Everything is unfolding according to plan, and he is the one to put everything on their right track. Some workers are fond of refusing to go to the stations they are posted. If you act in such a manner, just simply go home and relax. Until doomsday, you cannot be readmitted into brotherhood or become anything in the kingdom. I have put a stop to these insolent acts in this place. I do not want it. Simply call a spade a spade. If you are here to serve God, then serve God wholeheartedly. If you are not ready, then go away, for brotherhood does not seek anybody. Brotherhood does not lack people. Only one being exists in brotherhood of the cross and star. The Holy Queen Mother is right here, and all that I am saying now is because of her, so that posterity will bear me out when the time comes. Many of you, in your deceitfulness and craftiness, go to the King of Kings' residence to concoct stories, and when you go to the Queen Mother's residence, you say something else. You are simply causing confusion by so doing. Know that the two offices have been merged into one. Only one being exists in brotherhood and not two, and that is all. The Father himself supervises all the work done here. I can openly disclose your different lifestyles, craftiness, and all the vices you commit here. The King of Kings does not know or do anything about you except the Father in him wants it done, because I am the owner of all works, and so I know every one of you. I am aware of all the insolent acts, craftiness, deceit, theft, falsehood, fornication, and other vices you indulge in. Trials have stopped. I know you all, one by one, whether you pass in here through the window or directly through the door. I know you all. Do not try any nonsense here. Instead, remain humble. Be contented with what God has bestowed on you and remain in your positions in happiness. Brethren, let my peace and blessing abide with the entire world now and forevermore. Rejoice immensely, for everything is well with you. As you have seen the Father, he has blessed you, he has already prayed for you, and everything has been accomplished. All is well with you. Go. The Father is in front and behind you. Let those who have ears hear. May God bless his holy words now and forevermore. Amen.